Good morning. It's day whatever I said yesterday plus one. Call it 161. That's a guess because I forgot to look at the date on my watch. It's Monday. It's a Monday. Not the Monday, just a Monday. Yeah, so I'm walking up from the water source for this campsite. Stratton Pond is Stratton Pond itself, which is fine, but the water temperature is weirdly warm, like pee warm, we all agreed. But it's supposed to be good if you treat it or whatever. Headed back to the AT for could be a 13-mile day to the Target shelter. However, I've got the dilemma that I'm just short of enough food to get me to Thursday night. And I'm pretty sure I'm close enough to being out of fuel to where I'm gonna have to dip into Manchester in 10 miles. And if I do that, I don't know if I'll be able to get back on trail with enough time left to get to the next shelter. So I hate to spend another night in town. As you can hear, I'm climbing the gentlest of climbs. It's almost not noticeable except in my breath. All right, where's the freaking trail? Is this it? Let's find out. Okay, found it. Anyway, I might have to hitch into Manchester in about 10 miles. And that's the only thing on my radar today. Beyond that, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And I get to drink 98-degree pond water. I feel like it's been a while for this kind of scenery. I'm walking along a Forest Service road of some kind. Looks like it's going to be the trail for a while. It's hard to tell on the map because the red line that indicates the AT covers up the map underneath, so I can't tell what road designation is under it. But it may be this for a couple of miles. I'm not sure. One thing I've noticed about this drone I've trained to hover right in front of me is that I do tend to monologue longer because this is such an effort to set up and take down each time. So it's like, well, while I have you, let me extol something. Of course, rainstorm lasted from right when I ended the last video monologue to right now. I walked down the Rutland Road, which is a side trail that takes you down into the edge of town because I met someone on the trail who offered me a ride, and that gets me to do all my town chores a couple of hours early. If I hiked all the way up to the road, I'd be getting there right when stuff is starting to close, so I feel like this was the better option. Back on trail. Oh, somebody was smoking a cigar. Let's walk through that guy's cigar wake. Here we are, AT Trail, Madtown Notch, 5.5 miles. All right, this is the most bizarre bridge I've ever seen. Is it a channel or a wide flange? This is like a steel beam laid on its side. So I'm back on trail after a quick little town stop. Don't know, I can't remember how much of it I got on, how much footage I got, but right at the beginning of that rainstorm back there, I bumped into a day hiker who was not prepared for the rain, and but she offered me a ride into town and to whichever stores I needed to hit and back to trail, so I did exactly that and was able to get into town, buy everything I needed, and back on trail from like between 2 and 4. I can't remember exactly when the rain started. Might have been like 2:30. I've been back on trail since 4. Which is fantastic because I was a little bit worried about being able to get into town with enough time to get everything I needed and not spend the night in town. So success, thanks to Trail Magic from Allison, who is not even from here. So that was good. Oh, mud. Surprise. And I managed to pull all that off without having to hitch or spend the night in the very fancy town of Manchester, Vermont, or Manchester Center. I'm not sure which town we were in. All right, made it to the shelter. At least the shelter trail. That was a good day. Here we are. Oh, that's a good looking one. Here's a map of the area. It dawns on me, I never did examine the details of the last shelter that looked like this. So the tent sites for this shelter are way up in the woods above the shelter. Like, they're not even close. The first one, you can kind of still see the shelter, but the rest of them are up this relatively long, windy trail. You can see the platforms right there, but not very intuitive or easy to find. So, and there's no bear box here, so I'm gonna have to throw a rope today. So my first order of business is to stake the claim on some trees, but probably get water and hang the bear bag first. No, I should set up because it could start raining, and then I don't want to miss the opportunity to set up while dry. So that was just the trail from the second tent site back down to the first tent site. This is how far the first tent site is from the shelter. There's the shelter way off there, and I'm at the first tent site right here. But this is a little dead-end enclave. I hear the rain coming. I hope it's just wind. So I need to figure out a couple of trees to use here. That's not going to be easy. Right, we're in the process of making birthday cake.
Oh, I think that's hot enough now.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I smell it burning.
Oh, you smell it burning?
Yes.
And what are y'all's names, by the way? I don't think we...
I'm Ellie.
Yes, I'm Greg.
Ellie and Greg, okay.
Not trail names, but okay.
Happy birthday
to you.
Before any more wax gets
I know, yeah, the wax.
Thank you so much.
Film's rolling.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Oh, that duct tape is working really hard. The duct tape is working really hard.
Let's reinforce it right now.
Really?